Minister Jonel Powell said he does not believe he should resign based on the latest judgment in the court matter involving a law firm owned by him and Minister Lindsey Grant. In an interview with SK Newsline, Minister Powell said the court matter was public knowledge prior to the elections, and both he and Mr. Grant were elected by the people of their constituencies.
The judgment that was handed down is nothing new in substance. The people of this country knew about that particular court case involving Lindsey Grant and I for quite some time now. We put ourselves before the public, and the public overwhelmingly chose us over competitors and over the Labour Party in our respective constituencies in the last general elections. Bearing in mind what they knew that was in that case. The judgment that was handed down recently, or published recently, was a judgment speaking about the technicalities and the technical deficiencies that existed in our case, and not on the substantive matters that were raised. It did not speak to the fact that till now we have not had an opportunity to be heard on the matter, but at the same time the court has spoken. We respect, as officers of the court, we respect the decision of the court, albeit along technical lines and not on the substantive matter, and we maintain our position that we did nothing wrong, that the court itself has said, and that has not changed, that the claimant in the claim is not entitled to any repayments of monies because no monies were missing.
The suit was filed by Tanzania Tobin Tanzil, a former client of Grant and Powell, who claimed that a sum of $460,000 was misappropriated by the law firm. The money in question is related to a condominium purchase under the Citizenship by Investment program. 2 attempts to file an appeal of a default judgment from 2018 failed as the applications were denied due in large part to the defendants not meeting certain deadlines. SK Newsline asked Mr. Powell why they failed to meet these deadlines twice in filing their appeal.
We had counsel, and we operated through the advice of counsel. When you look at even the initial judgment, and I smile because the original judgment by the court saw our side interpreting the timing based on the rules with one time. The claimant's counsel read the same rule and interpreted a different time, and the court interpreted that same rule, used it with a third time. And so, these things happen in law, and at the end of the day, we through our counsel have to take responsibility for it.
Meanwhile, Mr. Powell was asked whether, from a professional standpoint, he regrets this episode of his legal career.
Whether you're a lawyer or you're in any other profession, you don't want to see any form of blemish on your record, whether it be big or small. And so, for me personally, I'd be lying if I said I did not prefer not to have a record without this particular blemish or allegation on it. But things happen. Things happen in life. Life is not perfect. I think that we are known well enough within the legal profession and fraternity. People know us, how we operate, how we perform. It certainly has not in any way affected any of our clients or potential clients. The law firm continues to operate as it did before.
The appeal court heard arguments in the case on June 10 and 29 and denied the application of Powell and Grant for leave to appeal the decision of High Court Judge His Lordship Justice Eddie Ventos in refusing to set aside the default judgment against them and in favor of Mr. Tanzania Tobin Tanzil. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.